kids, don't do drugs, but if you do buy drugs, Venmo would like you to stop using Venmo to pay for your drugs. So a new survey finds that 33% of millennials have used Venmo, the payment app owned by PayPal that's popular with the demographic, to buy illicit drugs. This survey asked respondents to say if they had used the app to buy marijuana, Adderall, cocaine, or other illegal narcotics.
It's not just for brunch anymore, guys.
No, it's not just for brunch anymore. It's not just for our rent payments back and forth.
Nope.
So this survey was commissioned by Lend.edu, a fintech firm that lets users compare students and other loans. They profiled millennial habits and they surveyed some about like 1,200 current college students, and they all said, 33% of them were like, yeah, I definitely use Venmo to buy some drugs here and there. Now, in a statement to courts, Venmo said they don't want you to do this. Please stop using Venmo for drugs.
Yeah, it's against the terms of service.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys.
And also for gambling. Venmo's like, God damn it, guys, we're just trying to be a good company, okay? Their statement said, if there is ever a situation where evidence of gambling or other illegal activity is brought to our attention, Venmo works quickly to take appropriate action. Of course, it's really difficult to see who is using Venmo for drugs or anything like that, because you can really hide what you're using it for.
Or
right?
you can just use emojis.
Yeah, but
which as we have talked about before, it also counts as like a statement of intent.
Yeah, definitely. So there's a site called Vicemo, and they are tracking some of these transactions. They want to see who is buying drugs, booze, and sex using the service, and they say that it's just somewhat of an open secret that people use Venmo for gambling and other illegal activities.
Yeah.
And there's really nothing that they can do about it. There was apparently Venmo is believed to be used for illegal sports betting. There was a spike in payments mentioning the NCAA basketball championship around the time of the games. And then this same company also commissioned a survey that found out millennials were using Venmo for betting, and 21% of them said that yes, they were indeed using it for betting. So
that's a fifth, which is also something you can pay for somebody with to get you on Venmo.
Yeah, so this is kind of an interesting conversation, because Venmo has really positioned themselves in a smart way as a company as just the middleman. You know what I mean? Like they're just sort of like, hey, I don't control what you guys do. I'm just giving you a space to do it.
Yeah.
So Venmo should not be at fault, is what they're saying.
Right, and I don't think that they ultimately would be at fault, because they're just the ones who are like, now, don't do this.
They're saying we have it in our terms of services. Please stop doing this, guys. Stop it. Stop the drugs.
But at the end of the day,
that's my Venmo voice. That's what I imagine them.
You're so like an exasperated.
Yeah, a useless substitute teacher that's like, hey kids, put it down. Stop the drugs. Stop it. Put it down. No, I said no gambling. I said no.
This is stuff that has to be brought up in every DARE seminar in every middle school and high school going on in America right now.
Yeah.
Venmo.
Well,
silent killer.
What I think is interesting is that what is it? The company Vicemo says that they really have cracked down on a lot of these illegal transactions. And I understand with gambling, you could sort of see a spike in payments during sports games. That's pretty obvious to track.
Right.
But when it comes to drugs, I mean, most people would just say brunch or lunch or thanks for the coffee. I mean, there's really no way to track, unless you're being stupid,
the only
what
time
people are paying for.
I've had people say that they have paid me for drugs on Venmo, and it was not. I'm sober. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. All that stuff has been. It's like, and Venmo's and my friends are like, thanks for those tabs of acid, and Venmo's like, cool, dude.
Hey,
your mind is expanded.
Again,
what a hip guy.
To bring up our friend Sarah Spad again, and you guys know Jack actually from the social. You guys know long hair Jack. Our friend Sarah Spad, one time Venmo Jack, who runs a business, and a lot of his business is run through Venmo, so he really can't fuck around on Venmo. And she sent him a request for like $10,000 with just in all caps like thanks for the sex or something like that. And Jack had to be like, please, you cannot do that because I run my business through Venmo. And so like there are ways.
Modern times, guys.
So people sort of trick the system, or you know that you can announce what you are paying for. So I hope that when taking this into account and trying to track the illegal drug activity that's happening, they would take it with a grain of salt that a lot of times people are smarter than to just put the drugs like.
See, this is why I miss the days. I feel, look, I'm a millennial, you're a millennial. I feel like modern millennials are starting to get too bold with their online activity. I'm gonna be an old man on a porch for a second here. I remember back in the day, my mom, I was born in the dawn of the internet. I've grown up basically my entire life having internet access. And I remember when I first got those AOL discs, my mom always said, be careful what you put online because anybody can see it. And I didn't believe her at first, and now I absolutely believe it. And now people are posting that they're buying drugs, and they're buying blowjobs or booze on Venmo.
Who knows what I've written on Venmo?
I don't know. You can probably look it up, but that's the thing. Everything is online, guys, and you can't delete it. It's always a record. It's always there. And eventually, that's the problem. It's like now it's to the point where it's like, well, this is going to be just the norm. I mean, a third of millennials, and that's just a third of college students.
Yeah.
Not even just the full millennial demographic. Imagine the millennial demographic goes up until in their 30s now.
Also, I mean,
imagine how many of those people have bought drugs on Venmo. Do you know how many people are going to music festivals? Tons. You know how many of those people bought drugs on Venmo? A lot. You know how many people, you know how boring it is to find a new code word for every drug? Just say you're buying a drug, guys. This is why I miss the days of when you could go to college and you would have your pot dealer just come out to your car and sell you a bag.
You can't.
I miss that.
You can't.
I miss when you had to like hide things and like use code word for things. Now it's all out in the open. Oh, that's not exciting.
I was gonna say, whatever happened to
It makes me glad I stopped doing drugs.
First of all, don't do drugs. From two people who are sober, don't do drugs.
But you know,
don't do them. But also
in public.
Don't be
explain
stupid
about them in public. Oh my God.
Don't be stupid, guys. We would like to hear from you in the comment section below. First of all, don't do drugs.
Second of all, if you ever have done drugs.
No.
Don't talk about it in public.
Yeah, second of all, what do you think about this story? Do you believe that people are paying for drugs on Venmo? Do you believe that there are really companies that can track what people are doing with their money on Venmo and how these transactions are working? I'm a little bit skeptical.
I like you're asking a question that's like answered in the.
No, I don't believe, but they say that they can track it, but I don't.
No, it's honestly, it's probably just like an old man like me who's like, I'm gonna get these kids.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hunt them down. He's probably got a list.
So let's talk it all over.
Let's get that guy in my umbrella hunting squad. Can we get that guy to track people?
Yep, in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We will see you next time on Pop Trigger.